it do, YouTube? It's the OG Mr. Mont. Back at y'all with another video. We finally got the fight announcement for Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Tank Davis announced it on Twitter. Fight going down April 22nd in Las Vegas, Nevada, on pay-per-view. Glad we finally got the announcement, and glad we can actually go ahead and start breaking this fight down. Now, there were the politics leading up to this fight were tiresome, I guess, to say the least. Me personally, I don't really dive too deep into the politics, because for me, politics is not my thing. And it's real hard for me to get too deep into the politics. I can, but I'm definitely not gonna dive into the politics if I think the fight is a bad matchup. Now, I said before that this is a bad matchup, in my opinion. Have no issues with anyone else's opinion on this fight, but I personally think it's a bad matchup. It's just simply that, in my opinion, Ryan Garcia is not the type of fighter that can beat Tank Davis. He doesn't have the tools to beat Tank Davis. And, I've said many times that I thought that Ryan Garcia was trash. I'm gonna kind of back away from saying that, because Ryan Garcia is a professional boxer. He does stuff that I definitely can't do. So, I'm gonna back away from calling him trash. He's a fighter. He can fight. But he doesn't have the proper tools to beat Tank Davis in a 12-round fight. If the only way you can beat Tank Davis is to knock him out, then you're more likely gonna lose to Tank Davis. Now, let me break down Ryan Garcia's style real quick for you guys. Now, we all know Ryan Garcia has lightning fast hands. He has he actually goes to the body real well. Has a real good, fast, crisp jab. But the issue with Ryan Garcia, one of the issues with Ryan Garcia is, how do I put this? I tell you what, if you guys are familiar with baseball, I played baseball from, I think, age 12 all the way up through out of high school, Pony League. And, you have pitchers that can throw the ball 100 miles an hour. I'm talking about heat. But, you realize real quick, if you know anything about baseball, that you can have a fastball that you throw 100 miles an hour. If you don't change the speed up on that fastball, somebody's gonna hit it. Somebody's gonna time it. And that's what I think about when I see Ryan Garcia throwing his punches. There's no variation in the speed of Ryan Garcia's punches. Whether it's his jab, whether it's his straight right, or his left hooks, his right hooks, there's no variation in the speed. All of his shots are thrown at the same speed. You don't think Tank Davis and his team don't see that? If I see it, I know they see it. So that's one issue. Issue number 2. Now, even though in the Tago fight, I noticed that, and the Javier Fatura fight, Ryan Garcia was trying to get that hand back up there to guard that jaw. And I commend him for that. That's something that he wasn't doing. He leave his guard down when he throw a punch, but he was attempting to get that guard back up there, and he was getting it back up there just in time. The issue is that's his only line of defense. He fights with his chin straight up in the air. He tries to protect it, but he still fights with his chin straight up in the air, and he doesn't take his head off the line. You don't think Tank Davis and his team hasn't noticed that? I have. Now, issue number 3. Ryan Garcia, his feet are in concrete. They're in concrete. And even though Tank Davis don't use a ton of angles when he fighting, just imagine if he did. He doesn't use a ton of angles, but his feet are so much faster than Ryan Garcia. If at any point in this fight, Tank Davis decides he wants to use lead foot dominance and get to the outside of that lead foot and attempt to turn Ryan Garcia, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Because Ryan Garcia's feet are in cement. Just imagine, and when I think of guys who would beat Ryan Garcia bad, Tank Davis is not at the top of that list. I'm gonna tell you the guys who would just literally destroy a fighter like Ryan Garcia with slow feet. Frank Martin, who part of his game plan is lead foot dominance and turning you. Shakur Stevenson uses lead foot dominance. And of course, Lomachenko, who thrives with lead foot dominance. Now, how do you stop that? Well, you take a step back to maintain your position, not allowing the southpaw to gain lead foot dominance. But Ryan Garcia is too slow. His feet are too slow to prevent those guys from doing that. Just imagine if Tank Davis goes in there and does that, establishes this lead foot dominance on Ryan Garcia. I missed establish up. But anyway, the issues Tank Davis is going to have in this fight with Ryan Garcia, yeah, the speed might bother Tank a little bit in the beginning, but the issues that Tank gonna have, he have in all his fights. Simply because Tank is not a rangy fighter. He's short. He has short arms, and he's always, regardless of his immense skill set and all the power, Tank Davis is still at a disadvantage when it comes to fighting these fighters with any type of, decent fight game. And, like I said, I'm getting away from calling Ryan Garcia trash. So he has a decent fight game and he has power. But I mean, at any point, if Ryan Garcia has to start going backwards, or Tank starts lumbering forward at Ryan Garcia, the fight is over. The fight is over. So, I just don't think this is a real good matchup. I think Tank Davis is going to knock Ryan Garcia out probably somewhere within 8 rounds. He's going to pick up on the timing of Ryan Garcia's punches probably pretty quick. I mean, Ryan Garcia throws his shots so fast and so hard that once he commits, he commits. So really, only thing Tank needs to do is feint and get Ryan to commit to his shots, and he's gonna and he's gonna catch Ryan with something big. Ryan Garcia just doesn't have the style to beat Tank Davis, and those are my reasons why guys like Devin Haney, Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson, possibly Lomachenko, who done got older and who's not as fast, they'll give Tank Davis problems. Not saying they'll beat Tank, but they'll give Tank Davis problems because their footwork is phenomenal. And along with them being bigger than Tank. So I'm just gonna call this fight between Ryan and Tank what it is. I mean, it's a money fight. It's a huge money fight, and I ain't got no problem with that. But for people who think that this is a good matchup, I totally disagree. I just think that Tank Davis is gonna get past his disadvantages, and he's gonna knock Ryan Garcia, probably knock him out cold, if I had to guess. That's just my thoughts on the fight. I think a lot of people who are huge Tank Davis fans, they know that, I bet if you ask them whether they think in reality whether Ryan Garcia has a chance in this fight, they're gonna tell you hell no. But they want to say that it's a good matchup because they think that if they say it's not a good matchup, it'll go along with the premise that Tank Davis is not fighting anybody. But I understand what this fight is all about. It's all about the money. So that's the way I look at it. So I'm not gonna crap on the fight. Go ahead and get your money, Tank. Go ahead and get your money, Ryan. Congratulations for making this huge fight. But I just think it's a bad matchup altogether. But you guys tell me what you think down in the comment section. It's your OG Mr. Mont. Salute to the mighty LDBC, and I'm out.